el mundo vea lo rica que tú estás, que tú estás. Contigo tengo que apretar.
All right, everybody. Welcome to week 8 of the PBL PickEm. We have our special guest fresh off of his first win, Mr. Carlos Ramos. Carlos, what's going on?
I feel good. I feel bad for Lou. Lost to the worst player in the league. But here we are.
You know, it was a long time coming. I'm not going to lie to you. We were going to have to think of a different type of punishment for Sacco or for last place if you got skunked the whole time. So I'm personally just relieved that you won a game as well. As always, your commissioner, Josh, and of course, Mr. Brent Lias. Brent, what's going on over there?
Your top scorer for week number 7. I'm going for that again this week.
All right. I think CMC is going to do some work for you this week. It's going to be some good stuff over there. But we're going to go through week 8, all the matchups here. We got some good ones. Brent, kick it off. What do we got?
All right, starting off, we got Lou versus Winston.
I don't know. I don't see anything good out of Lou's camp. I think I'm going to have to go with Winston on this one. Lou hasn't set his lineup, so I don't even know if he really wants to play this week. Just lost to the worst player in the league as well last week. It's going to be tough. You got ETN, you got Jackson Burrow combo at the Winston at quarterback. It's not looking good for Lou.
I'm actually going to go with Lou on a bounce back week. I think Jalen Hurts, even though he is Winston's NFL quarterback, I think he's going to dominate Winston this week. I think Jonathan Taylor has a great week against the Commanders. Winston's got some interesting matchups. You know, he's got Travis Etienne, but they are playing Denver and London. I think that's going to be a challenging matchup. And just looking at his wide receivers, they've been a little banged up, and I'm not sold on his flexes. You got Najee, who's been outran by Daniel Jones, and Montgomery potentially getting benched for Khalil Herbert.
Hey, Khalil Herbert's a great running back, all right? I would personally love that situation. I'm going to go with Winston, though. I think Lou is down bad now, thanks to Los. I have to check on him soon. But we got Monday night Joe Burrow. So I think another 400, 500-yard games coming out of Joe Burrow on Monday night versus Cleveland. So I'm going to go with Winston.
All right, game number 2, we have the Dade City John Agnellos versus our special guest this week, Carlos.
So we got the Dade City Bowl. I'm just going to – sorry, John. It's going to be me. I got a secret weapon with PJ coming in. There's gonna be a more PJ connection. I feel it. It's just gonna be too much for John, and I'm gonna come out with another win back to back.
The man has some confidence this week after his first win. I'm actually gonna go with John. He's been the most consistent top scorer in the league. I think Devontae Adams has a great game. I'm a little confused by the trade he made with Hooley. I think Hooley definitely won that trade, but John did get Mike Evans out of that, and Mike Evans is a straight baller. But I think John's going to get the win.
Yeah, I'm a little concerned on the quarterbacks for John at this point without Patrick Mahomes in there. I think it's a little tough this week. And I think, honestly, Los is just going to start running the table. I don't think he can stop him now. He's actually got a lot of good – he's got some plus matchups this week. Anytime your teams play Atlanta, it's usually a pretty good sign. So I'm going to go with Los getting a second win, 2 in a row.
Look at that, on a hot streak. All right, game number 3, we have Ryan versus Reed.
This one with Ryan having a bye week with Eckler, he did get Tua back. I'm gonna have to go with Reed. I mean, you got Jefferson, Jacobs. I just think it's gonna be too much for Ryan's team this week, and Reed has an upper hand.
Yeah, I'm going to have to agree. I think the loss of Eckler with his bye is really going to hurt Ryan's team. Eckler's RB1 this year. His other running backs are Eno Benjamin, who James Conner is supposed to be back, and Antonio Gibson, who's essentially RB3 on his own team. So I'm not sold on Ryan's team, where Reed has a strong running back room. Leonard Fournette, Josh Jacobs, I think the biggest surprise this year. And if Aaron Jones shows up like he did last week, I'm going to have Reed winning.
Yeah, I think we're sweeping with Reed this week. Josh Jacobs, just on a contract year, is going to get absolutely paid by somebody, probably not even the Raiders next year, but they're definitely running him into the ground this year to see what they can get out of him, at least for this last year on the contract. But Yeah, I think Jacobson with Jefferson coming off the bye, I think he'll probably be fresh, putting up some points. I think we're going to stick with Reed on this one too.
Our first clean sweep. Game number 4, we have Hooley versus Santi.
I think I'm gonna have to go with Santi on this one. I know Josh Allen has been crushing it this year. He recently got Hopkins coming back, and then I know Julio has Diggs and Chase, but Josh Allen to Diggs, but Josh Allen can go to many different. He has so many options that I just think that Josh Allen's gonna just do too much work for Santi and not gonna let Julio get anything. I don't see it.
So you're going Santi on this one, Carlos?
I'm definitely going Santi.
Okay,
Sorry, Hooley.
I'm gonna have to disagree. I'm going Hooley. I think he really bolstered his team with that trade with John. He's got 4 amazing wide receivers: Jamar Chase, Stephon Diggs. I have both of them going for 30 plus. Christian Kirk, even though he's playing Denver, he's playing primarily out of the slot, and Patrick Surtain has only played 1 snap in the slot the entire year. So I've got Kirk eating, and then Jacoby Myers, the most underrated wide receiver in the league. I think Hooley gets about 90 to 110 points just from those 4 guys alone. I've got Hooley in a close game versus Santi just because he has Josh Allen.
Yep, the battle of the 5 and 2s. This is a good one this week. Almost our game of the week, but not quite. I'm going to stick with Hooley on this one as well, just because of those wide receivers. He's got some good matchups there. And then Santi, 2 QB man, not 1 QB man this week, but I still think I don't think Josh Allen's going to put up enough this week to save him. So I think Hooley's going to take it.
All right, and that leaves our game of the week, Josh versus Brent.
It's the Pod Bowl. I don't know.
Pod Civil War.
It's literally. I'm thinking for this one, I don't know. I think I'm gonna have to go with Brent, as much as I wouldn't want to. Like, I know Josh, you got Henry, you got Chubb, you got a couple good, but the Giants are on a roll. Jones is on this team. You got Barkley, you got CMC in there. I think Brent runs right over you. I'm sorry, dude.
I'm going to have to agree with Carlos. I'm going to take myself this week. Winston, I know you're going to love that pick. I've got 3 really strong running backs: CMC, Saquon, and the rookie sensation Ken Walker III. I'm a little worried about my flex spots. You know, Wandale, the rookie wide receiver, 3rd game back off injury, but I think he does good. Daniel Jones going to pepper him with targets. Looking at Josh's team, Derrick Henry has one of the best matchups this week. I'm seeing another 40-point game. Houston giving up to a running back. I am concerned about Nick Chubb playing against Cincinnati. I think that's going to be more of a passing game between the Browns and Bengals. So I think that's why I get the victory.
I'll take that. I'm going to go with myself, of course. Everybody's going to be happy. No karma farming here. Carlos, if anything, is karma farming again somehow, some way.
Always.
But no, I know Henry's going to absolutely eat this week. I could definitely see a huge game coming out of him. Brent's team, I called the Ken Walker breakout last week. I think he's going to slow down a little bit this week. I think people are going to start planning for him a little bit better. But I'm going to go with myself on this one. Stay true to that. So, Brent, what do we got for our total picks here?
All right. So Lou versus Winston. I am the only person going with Lou this week. You and Carlos agree with Winston. John versus Carlos. Again, you guys are agreeing, going with Carlos getting his 2nd win. I'm going with the Dade City John Agnelos. Ryan versus Reed. This is our only clean sweep of the matchups. We're all going with Reed. Hooley versus Santi. The Pod Boys are taking Hooley this week, and Carlos is going with Santi. And then in our game of the week, Carlos with the tiebreaker, 2 for Brent, and Josh, you're hanging with yourself.
Love that. It's going to be a good week. We have 5 3 and 4 teams, so it's going to get hairy. I mean, 2020 was a similar season where we had everybody really bunched up in the middle. So we're going to start seeing the points come into play a lot more here in the next few weeks. And of course, all these little kind of 3 and 4 matchups hitting each other this week are going to be good too. Carlos, any last words? How excited was Kristen when she heard that you won the matchup last week?
I got a little attaboy.
She's
You know.
literally been waiting this entire time.
Let's just say I'm not divorced. I'm still married. So that's
Love
a good
that.
thing.
Love that. And your kids can eat this week via that video.
Yeah, they ate very well. They got their Happy Meals. They were happy.
Any last words?
No, man. I'm excited. Appreciate it.
Ready to beat John this week?
Already won. Not even a question.
I love it. All right, guys. Well, that was week 8 picks with Mr. Carlos. And, it's going to be a good week. It's going to be a nice competitive week this week. Like I said, 5, 3, and 4 teams. Everybody's bunched up right now. We're going to see some people differentiate here soon. We're going to see you guys next week for week 9 picks. Until then, peace out. Bye.
See ya.
empieza.
Me lo pide, yo me porto bonito.